All right, welcome back to the stream. Today, going to continue on our blue-green journey towards the Galactics. We're looking at Rey Green. Now, Rey Green was a very popular deck last set. It's barely in online. I can't remember the last time I actually played against a Rey Green. So tonight, I'm going to look and see whether or not the deck is still good, or are we just getting outvalued by the new Force additions to Red Heroic, which are things like Kiadi and that as well. So Ray was a deck that could outgrind a lot of other decks. It had a weakness in space, but with all the Force Throw meta, the Kiadi particularly, maybe it's dropped from relevance. So tonight we'll have a look and see if it's any good. So I'm trying the Force version of it. The previous version last set was Rebel. With the addition of the Force and that, I'm trying cards like Mystic Reflection, General's Blade. We've got the two drops there, so Gunji and Yaddle. We're trying Grogu and Obi-Wan in place of things like the Village Protectors. So let's see how it goes, and Caloran back at that sort of top end. What I normally do is play 10 games. I'll record the score. And yeah, so that's a score from last night when we were playing Thrawn Green. So we'll reset that counter and jump into a game. So as I was saying, barely see it on the ladder at all. And because I think of decks like this, Han Solo Green, it has Kiadi so it can really refill the hand pretty quickly. We need to mulligan this because we don't have a first turn play. And we still don't have a first turn play. So not the best start. Actually, I think I might keep a tech just in case I do not get there. So if we look at the deck is 60 cards. We've got 5, 8, 11, 14 first turn plays. So that was quite unlucky not to get a first turn play there. All right, so we can resource the tech now, and we can just play a Yaddle and give it an experience, depending on what our opponent plans to do. All right, we'll give an experience to Yaddle. So at 3 resources here, we could see Kiadi come out. Now we saw Eth Koth. All right, so let's claim. So I think Akbar is decent here, and then next turn we can resupply in or Blue Leader. So let's get rid of the Entrenched. So let's Akbar. We'll save ourselves a little bit of life, but unfortunately he will ramp. So okay. And chooses to run into our unit there, so we'll give an experience to Akbar. And we'll just claim the initiative. So a tough matchup, but let's see how we go. Okay, so I'm going to ditch the resupply now. And I'm going to bring the Blue Leader across to take out the Han Solo. All right, so we'll claim. We're going to be kind of gate kept by Mace here. And this is what I'm talking about with these decks at the moment. So, all right, well, is Akbar or Owen? We're going to have to try and come back here. We'll play an Obi-Wan to try and block out the Mace Windu there. We'll play an Owen. One of the advantages of Rey in previous sets was to have quite good action economy, in the sense that you would have a lot of units and you would spend a lot of time doing your actions. So then when it was your turn to play, your opponent would be out of actions, and then you could do whatever you want in the tail end. We might get force thrown here. We do not. We get Grogu'd. So Grogu's not great either because if we take out Mace, he's just going to transfer the life to hit Rey. Are we okay with that? It will cost him an action, and we could potentially play a U-wing out at the same time. Because if we don't, we're probably just going to get force thrown or something anyway. It's a tough one. All right, let's try and keep Rey alive a little bit. All right, we don't need the spark. So as you saw when we were playing Thrawn, we had a really good matchup against Han specifically. All right, so I think we just play U-wing and try and get a Luke here, and that will take out Ki-Adi-Mundi. All right, so we do get a Luke. We are running a little bit low on cards. All right, so we'll have to claim here. Unfortunately, he did hit the crate. Right, we can draw another Luke. We do not draw any of our Fell the Dragons. So we haven't seen one. We've drawn a third of our deck. But that is unfortunate. Not good either way here. So we could hit the crate, restore 3. If we had a Fell the Dragon here, we would be in a really good position. We could hit it, and then he's going to hit us for 10, and then we have to play the other Luke out. Unfortunately, I think that's the only way we sort of get out of that. He should hit here. And unfortunately, we'll lose the Luke straight away. So we are losing a ton of momentum here. Yeah, and now he's got the home ones and that as well. Into a Ki-Adi-Mundi, and then he's basically just refilled his hand. And it's a very tough matchup for Rey. And then I think that's why we're not seeing Rey really on the board at the moment, because of this style of matchup. Like, I don't know how we come back from that. If I had a Fell, might have things, but playing a home one into Ki-Adi-Mundi where I draw 2 cards, it is very good. Okay, so we're going to Fell. We'll get rid of the Traitorous because we have got our we have got our text, but he's got 1, 2, 3. So he's got 7 cards. He's played only 1 Ki-Adi-Mundi, but it was a good one. All right, so we've drawn a Luke. So those are really paying off, the Lukes at the moment. Interesting to see what he does with the tech here. All right, we'll give him an experience. He'll transfer the damage off. And then we can start with a Keller and Beck and hopefully get something decent here. So we could do Keller and Beck, or we could do a blue leader. Like a home one into blue leader would also work here. Yeah, he's getting a lot of value. Even though we're sort of like hanging in there, it's a tough sled. All right, well, we'll try the home one into blue leader. So this would have been great last set, but with these new additions to Red Heroic, it's even Yoda over the top now. It's I don't think it's good enough. Not for this this matchup here. If we were playing something like our villainy deck, then it was probably okay. But yeah, all right. I think we have to concede that one. All right, GG on that one. So we start off with 0-1 into the Han 2. So we'll see how this goes. If we just get whitewashed, we'll just swap over to our villainy deck and see how that goes. That's probably a reason why I haven't seen Rey on the leaderboard. Okay, we do have. Having said that, last game we missed out on our first turn play, which kind of hurt us. All right, so I think we're going to go Gunji into resupply into Traitorous. So the Galactic tournament is going to be very, very interesting. Like, it'll be, is it just going to be full of Han 2 like we just played? Or are we going to see the space deck sort of come out? All right, we'll keep the other Gunji there. We'll run into the Sage. Take the shield off. Play a resupply, and then we kind of got an option with Traitorous or the other Gunji there. It'll be very interesting. Does everyone just play Han 2, or do everyone play the decks that target Han 2? And does that leave an opening for decks like Sabine, Vader Yellow, these heavy space decks to come in? Played a little bit of Han 2 Green, but it's a very strong deck. I don't know how it goes into like something like Sabine. All right, we'll resupply. He played a Drain Essence to gain the Force. All right, we'll claim. Okay, we've now got 2 Traitorous. I don't think we need 2. I think we can wipe out his Sage here, and we kind of got Blue Leader or a Traitorous, depending on which way the Revan will go. So all space or Sabine might be counters. I've seen a lot of Kazuda Blue as well going around. Very fast, and don't know how the Han Green deck, how that would go against it. Han 2 Blue might have a better shot with the Force Rose. Okay, so he's going to play an Embo, so I think we just Traitorous that one now. It's not a card you see very often, Embo. I remember seeing it in draft quite a bit in Shadows of the Galaxy, but not so much in Constructed. It's never a card that's really made any top Constructed lists. If they were making that card today, they would probably make it a 3/5 rather than a 3/4. And its ability is okay. I mean, he's trying to double up. Like, he already gets an experience when he defeats. So, all right, so he's going to defeat our unit. So we can either play the Blue Leader to come out and hit Revan. I think we do that. We'll deploy Rey, because we could have went Yoda, but it doesn't deal with Revan at all. Been quite happy with the Thrawn Green deck that I played last night. I thought thought it was quite strong into that Han 2 meta. It's just not strong into. Okay, well, there's no need to play blue leader here, so let's just play Yoda. It's not strong into space, obviously. All right, we'll just play the blue leader up the top as well. We'll resource the tech. When I was playing Iden, this was a deck that I would want to see. The green heroic, just because of all the recursion around home one, the Caloran Becks, the Ewing reinforcements, it's a lot. Okay, so he no glory, so he got a card. One thing to remember here is that Luke is only a -3/-3 because he took the unit onto his side of the battlefield and then defeated it. All right, so he's just going to claim. So instead of playing Luke out, this is where we just sort of build up tech. We'll put R2 in the resource row. So for Galactics, I'm thinking about blue-green. I'm trying to work out which blue-green. Is it Thrawn? Is it Iden? Is it Rey? Is it even Obi-Wan? All right, so he took out our leader. We'll just hit for base for 3 and see what he does. This is where I like to play from the row if I've got tech out. So I will just play Traitorous from the row. And it hasn't cost me any cards there. Play that. And this is where you build up hand advantage over a deck like this. Kind of didn't work in that last game because of cards like Kiadi-Mundi as well. All right, so hit the base for 2. This game seems like it's under control. So yes, it will be very interesting to see what eventually wins Galactics. Here comes Vader. Always a cool card to see hit the battlefield. I think it's a very powerful but fair card. You really need ambush for it, and it can only ambush on the ground. So there is quite a large amount of counterplay that you can do against Vader. So I really like the design on it. Okay, so we're just going to fell it. Let's have a look in our row. See what we can play here. Yeah, so I think we just fell it. And then we want to play out of our row for the remainder. So let's play out a Obi-Wan and then hit the base. There, okay, we'll resource the R2. You want to play lots of small units when you're playing Rey. You don't want super big units, but only 1 or 2, especially against the villainy colors here. All right, he plays Shatterpoint. Okay, we'll hit base again. We'll just keep chipping away here. We've got 7 to go. What have we got in here? All right, we'll hit base again. Give an XP to our tech. Hit base. Okay, we will play out. Let's play an R2. We'll put that on bottom. And then we'll play an Akbar to finish off the assassin. And again, we're still maintaining our hand here. We are not spending any cards out of our hand to build this board. Okay. All right, so we even it up 1-1. We actually had a first turn play on that last match. Let's see what the next one brings. A Cad Bane Tarkin Towns. This will be an interesting match. Ideally want something like an R2 first turn. We didn't get an R2, but we got an Owen. Now we will lose the Owen straight up. Let's try and get an R2. Okay, we got an R2 this time. I think. I don't think we need the Luke yet. We'll try and draw another one. So we'll start with the R2. Put that on bottom. Such a good ability, the R2. Being able to just like filter your deck out. All right, we'll keep the Spark of Hope. I was a bit worried he's going to pilot that. All right, we'll hit him base for 2. So we're kind of stuck here because we can play a Spark of Hope if he kills the R2, but if he doesn't, so let's just play the Obi-Wan there. So we can go Yaddle into Spark of Hope next turn. And the if we play the Yaddle, it'll okay, well we can entrench that. So let's do that. If we entrench it, then he'll play a 4-lom and take out our Obi-Wan sort of uncontested. I'm not sure that I like that either. We might save that for the next turn. So let's go the Yaddle first. Okay, so we would have definitely have lost Obi-Wan if we did that. If we had have entrenched the strike ship. All right, we'll put it on Yaddle. Does he ambush in? He does. All right, we'll kill the 4-lom. And that way we can Spark of Hope. Taking a lot of damage from this strike ship. What do we have? Do we have attack? We do not. Let's put the Gunji away. We really want this U-wing reinforcement. Okay, that worked out pretty well for us because we can entrench that. We can fell the dragon, the Zuckuss, and we can still get our Rey out to heal. So I'm not sure of the sequencing from our opponent on that one. Now, one thing we have to look out for when we play a CAD is for the CAD unit. Okay, well, we have double Lukes here. I think I like the flexibility of having one U-wing and one Luke there. Okay, so what do we do here? Do we U-wing reinforcement? Play out quite a few units. We play the Luke. I think I like the U-wing here. Because what we can do is we want to play out 2, 3 plus 1. We can go Tech, Yoda. Yeah, I think I like Tech, Yoda, and Owen Lars. Gives us a lot of restore and gives us a little bit of card draw at the same time. So let's head into Cad Bane. And then we'll give the experience to... Give it to Yoda. We don't have a... It would be nice if we did have a blue leader in our resource row. We do not, though. All right, so he's hit Owen Lars. We'll claim. The Fell the Dragon is a great draw. It kind of insulates us now from... We'll give an experience to Tech. It insulates us from the Cad Bane unit coming in now. So when you're playing this deck, Tech is pretty important just for building that card advantage. Now, I expect that he'll hit one of our units with Cad Bane, and then he will play the Cad Bane unit. Okay, Scam McClunky. All right, so let's put it on Yoda. We'll run Yoda into Cad Bane. See, look at that restore. We are now back to 0. Okay, puts Boba Fett on the Ruthless Raider. So we'll draw a card for that. And then I think we just fell the dragon here. We'll see if it hurts us when he plays the Cad Bane unit. But again, we want to play out of our row here. So we want to play a Gunji rather than play the Yaddle out. All right, General's Blade and a Traitorous. I don't think we need the Traitorous. Four plus 5. So it's not enough to scoop both units with our Cad Bane friend. So if he does hit, here he is. He can only scoop one. I think 5. No, he can scoop both. Just gets enough with the ping from Cad Bane there. That's unfortunate. All right, we'll play Luke. It's a shame we don't have, what do you call it? Mystic Reflection is this the card I'm thinking of. It is very good for when you play a Luke and then make it a -2. So speaking of Mystic Reflection, there it is there. What's better, Traitorous or General's Blade? Okay, let's not resource to keep both here. If he attacks with Cad Bane, I'm inclined to give him 2 cards because he's already got 5 and we can free our Tech out. Okay, so who is he attacking? He's attacking Luke. So in that sense, I think we just let him hit it because we can now just play Mystic Reflection and get our cards back. So Mystic Reflection is a card from Shadows. It's a force one that's really never been used because it wasn't enough force units. But it, having the force turned on is pretty easy these days. So -2 for one, especially in something like Rey where you're constantly, you're constantly playing small units and you've constantly got that one mana left because you're using her ability. It's pretty good. Okay, so we've got 6. What are we going to play out here? I actually do like a Yoda here because we've also got the General's Blade that we can bring out. Grogu's pretty good as well for moving damage around, and he's got a very big health. But he's not a Jedi, so let's try the Yoda. All right, McClunky to hit the tech. We'll put that on Yoda. So now we'll give the General's Blade to Yaddle. He tipped the scales. Okay, well, we'll just hit into his base now. All right, we should be able to claim. Okay, so he's taken Waylay. So he's going to return our Yaddle to our hand. And that is a great draw, that Keller and Beck. All right, let's just hit into base for now. So Lush says, interesting card. The Mystic Reflection. I assume that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Okay, so he can take all of our guys again with Cad Bane. But we will play Keller and Beck. And we will play a tech out. Do we have a 1-cost card here? We do not. Now let's play C3PO. We'll guess 3. The deck is weighted that way at the moment. And then we'll give an experience to tech. All right, we'll get rid of... we'll save it. He's in a tough spot here because he kind of has to get rid of tech. So he attacks tech. All right, so we'll pass. Was Gungi or Yoda? Yeah, let's give him 2 cards. We don't really. He's already got 5. We'll hit base with Keller and Beck, and then he's within 1 now. He has to deal with 3PO. All right, so he's hit us with the Waylay. Let's play it back down. We'll guess a 3. It's a 3. So against these decks, it feels like Rey can grind. Against the Han-2s, I'm not sure. All right, let's play Obi-Wan. We'll fell his Cad Bane. And we'll give an experience to 3PO. All right, that should be enough. So the updated list is in the description of the video, and I will drop it in the chat now as well. Okay, he's going to run Boskin. All right, so we moved to 2-1. Our loss being to a Han 2 Green. Well, we missed our first turn play, but we still got smoked in that game. So home one, pulling back like a Kiati Mundi. Pretty good. Oh, we've got a mirror match. What kind of a mirror match? He looks like he's using the Force. He's playing Starlight Temple. Go first. This is fine. You always like to see the Traitorous. So I think we'll lose the Spark and Entrenched. We'll start with a 3PO and see if we can draw. We do. All right, so he's got a Jedi Starfighter up there, so we'll claim. We'll put the tech in the row. We'll hit base for 3. Is it Luke? So Jacob says, what's the benefit of playing blue-green heroism over villainy? Seems villainy is more powerful. That could be true. This set. A big reason playing heroic is cards like Luke Skywalker. There is no Luke Skywalker in villainy. And the green heroic also gets the value engines. So the cards like the U-Wings, the home ones, the Keller and Beck, you do not get them in villainy. So when you're playing a very grindy match, just being able to constantly flood the board, heroic does it way, way better. Hopefully he upgrades the Axe Wolves here because we'll Traitorous it. So that's my opinion on why to play blue-green heroic. Having said that, the better removal and all that is in villainy. So which one do we take here? Do we take the Padawan or do we take the Axe Wolves? I think we take the Axe Wolves and just continue to fight on the ground. So this one here, this unit gets +1/+1 for each upgrade. So because we put the Traitorous, it's gone to 4/4. All right, let's hit base. See if we can draw a card. So we'll go 3 again. It's an Obi-Wan. So this will be a deck that I take to Galactics, but it might be a deck that I just play in side events. I'm not sure yet. Like it, yeah, I don't know if it's good enough for the main yet. And I'm not sure about Grogu. Like, he's annoying. He's very annoying though. So maybe we'll try him out this game. So Jacob says, really enjoy your content, mate. Underrated channel. Yeah, thanks, Jacob. It's I've always wanted to stream like card games. Like I used to play Hearthstone a lot, and my internet connection was just never good enough to stream. So now it is, and yeah, I think it's fun being able to talk through the plays and see what other interact with people and that as well. So I think what we do here is we just play the Grogu, pull Rey out, and then we can Akbar the Chirrut, and that'll hit it for 5. So we'll deploy it. Yeah, I always wanted to stream Hearthstone, but the old connection was not great, and I was quite competitive on Hearthstone. Like I was up there in legend ranks, up there in very high legend ranks quite often, in that as well. It was a super fun game. It's kind of devolved into massive power creep at the moment, but back in the day, Hearthstone was a very good digital card game, especially early on. The first like 5 years were great. I think the expansion that broke me but was it was United in Stormwind. It gave you quests. So basically, when you start the game, you had a quest, and if you fulfill the objectives, you meet that quest, and you get these bonuses. So it was made the gameplay very linear because if some of the quests, if you'd done them, you basically won the game, and it forced everyone just into that certain play style, and it's kind of like a little bit boring, and that I found after that. Okay, so do we just hit Rey here? Or do we could Ewing? Let's Ewing. See what we get. Okay, we can, I guess, just play out. We could go Yoda R2 Gunji. I don't know how he's going to deal with like a board that's this wide. All right, he's going to play the lightsaber. All right, we'll say 3. That's a home one. Going to hit the Grogu. Hit base again. I think we just put 4 on. We'll put 4 on Rey here. Because that'll enable our Luke to come in. I think we got too many Fel the Dragons. The Outer Rim Mystic. 2/6. Not bad stats, Force and Fringe. I thought coming into this set, Fringe would be a big mechanic, but like a big trait, and wing security guards and that. But it turns out giving shields to a bunch of your units when Darth Vader, the new Darth Vader's a thing, is not a super good idea. All right, we can kill Rey with Luke there. All right, so we'll just hit his base. We'll give an experience to say Gunji. All right, we'll hit forward with R2. Put that on top. Call out a 1. Draw it. Let's keep hitting base here. I don't think we need the Owen at this stage. I'll have to do something there. Okay, what do we got in the discard? We have anything like a blue leader? We do not. Let's just play a Ewing then. We'll play a blue leader. That'll get rid of the Obi-Wan. We'll have 4 mana left. We'll just play a tech. Okay. All right, so we moved to 3-1. Kind of a mirror match, but I actually think the Data Vault is a much better base for Rey. He was using the 4 space there, and it's not that great. All right, Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren is one of the new leaders. It focuses on building up a massive unit. That a Sentinel that we'll have to hit through. So let's keep this. We've got 2 General's Blades. we'll see how greedy we can go here. We'll play the Gunji out first, and then we'll decide whether we go with the General's Blade or the Grogu. Because we've got to remember, this is the power of the dark side. Okay. All right, well, we put home 1. We can get that out later with tech. That's the good thing about Rey, is some of the units that you can resource early on, they're not gone forever because we play 3 techs. Right, we'll play Grogu here, which hopefully be very annoying for him. I know I find him annoying, especially playing against Han 2. And they play turn 1 Grogu, and he just sits there moving damage around. It's pretty annoying. Be less annoying for Kylo because he will claim here. So we can just fell that. Less annoying for Kylo because Kylo's about removal and that. So, all right, let's get rid of G there. All right, so we can fell the Sage. What we're looking for is our Rival's Fall. Okay, he plays Shatterpoint. All right, so we can just attack his base for 1. All right, pass. Okay. All right, let's put the Obi-Wan away. All right, so this is Survivor's Gauntlet. When played on attack, you may attach an upgrade on a unit to another eligible unit controlled by the same player. Okay. Well, we'll take that because we're going to grab it with C-3PO. We don't really want it, but it is free card draw. Right, we'll give an experience to Grogu and hit his base for 2. All right, let's get rid of the traitorous here. Now, he can move this experience around when he attacks with the Survivor's Gauntlet. He can't put it on his own units. It's only ones controlled by the same player. Okay, at Charleston, he shows us a Vader. All right, so expect us to get hit by a Vader at some point here. I kind of want to put the General's Blade on, because we know he doesn't have a timely intervention ready for next turn. He may have it in his resource row. So I kind of want to play the General's Blade on Rey. So I'm going to, or maybe we go wide. Let's go wide, actually. We can Akbar Charleston and then send everyone in. We know he doesn't have a super laser blast either, so we can go wide. He showed us what cards he had. All right, so we'll hit into base. Leave that on top, the tech. We'll get our free card draw with C-3PO. Say 3. There's no damage to move around, so we'll attack with Grogu. We'll deploy Rey. And we'll also hit his base for 3. And restore 3. All right, so tech goes away. If we play a force unit, we'll turn the Sentinel on for Obi-Wan. Okay, so he plays Vader. I don't think it was a timely Vader. No, it wasn't. Okay, so he put it on Rey. I think what we do is just push base here. Actually, we got 5, 8, 9. Still not enough. All right, so Kylo's going to come out now. The General's played on Obi-Wan. We can still fell the Vader. We can send everything else in. Okay, he moved our... That was clever. He moved our upgrade around. So we probably didn't play around that well. So Moses says, sees your video, glad you gave Thrawn Green a go. Yeah, Thrawn Green was super fun. I really liked that deck. Okay, so let's hit with Obi-Wan into Kylo. Yeah, Thrawn Green is close to being the front runner for what I'll take the Galactics, I think. It's unlike the Iden can be a bit monotonous in terms of it's just events and then play big units. There's a lot going on with that Thrawn Thrawn unit and a lot of combos and that as well. So I do like that kind of play style. It's just a bit weak, the space. I'm trying to solve the space issue at the moment in that deck. All right, so we'll say 3. I have updated it as well. The Lothwolf is in there now, and that's been very good. Very good. All right. Get rid of the resupply. So we're in a pretty good position here because even if he's super laser blast or something like that, we're got plenty of ammo to come to use. All right, so let's say 3. It's a U-wing reinforcements. All right, so we've got a few options here. We can play a tech out. That'll cost us 4. We'll have 4 left. I actually think I like the blue leader. Yeah. Okay. So he's finished on that one. So we move to 4-1. Yeah, so Moses says Thrawn gives you options. Iden seems a bit linear. Correct. Yeah. It does give you options as long as you... It's very good in the hand too, is what Thrawn is. Whereas Iden has just got that solid removal, so they can't sort of like... If you're playing Kazuda, It's nearly almost guaranteed that you're going to win with Iden, where Thrawn, because you're down on the ground, they're up in space. It's a bit tougher, uh, is what I found. And yeah, people are surprised. Like I'm playing Thrawn, and they're like, "Oh no, Thrawn's no good. Like he's no good." And I think I played lunch today. Uh, they were on Out Blue and had a really good match, and they're saying they couldn't get Thrawn working. And yeah, I think with the new cards added in, that it's quite decent. I can see myself either taking it to the Galactics, playing it inside events, or running it in showdowns here, especially if Han 2 is very prevalent in the meta. I'm not sure about these general blades in this deck. I don't think they're that good. All right, so let's get rid of home one. Akbar can be good early on, but then a 3/5 Sentinel's pretty good as well. All right, let's put that on bottom. Or pass. Okay, the resupply is really good. All right, let's get rid of the blade. Just playing against these colors, I don't like the blade. All right, so we can kill Karis here. We can just keep pushing. All right, let's resupply and see what they do. Because what, it costs a force? Okay, he's going to blast. Well, we probably should have gone in then. All right, so let's play Yoda. See what they do. We'll play Mystic Reflection this time to take care of Karis. And have to be careful of being force thrown here as well. That didn't work very well for us. Not a bad deck. The Maul deck is pretty good. All right. Let's start with a Grogu and see what he does. It's hidden. Can't really interact with it. All right, so he's going to play a Maul. Let's give an experience to Grogu. Okay, it's a traitorous. All right, let's flip Rey out. And we'll hit base. We'll give some experience out. We'll put tech away. Quite evenly poised at the moment. We'll see what he does. Okay, well that's a problem. Because yeah, Maul is going to come out as well. So it allows him to just tack straight away. Yep, and gets the overwhelm. That was pretty cool. So do we just play back here? Let's get the card draw if we can. That's a Yaddle. We play a back and hit a Akbar. We can take out the Maul. Not anymore though. All right, so let's play back. And we'll play a tech, kind of force him to hit into it. All right, so let's claim. And a power. Wow, we are getting monstered by this maul. All right, we can get rid of that. We're going to need a very good U-wing here of 3 units with an Akbar. Okay, it's not, but it's a Luke, and the Luke will be enough to take out the maul in the middle there. It's not a bad deck. This that maul deck. Moses said, "I've seen Lunch play with Thrawn ECL. Overall, I thought she put on a good display, but from what you're saying, she's not convinced." Yeah, I don't think ECL's right for Thrawn though either. All right, so we'll just claim. Unfortunately, got the Talzin on that one. All right, but we did get another U-wing reinforcement, so let's roll the dice again. Did we get enough? We got an Akbar, but it's we only got 2 units. All right, so it would have been great if we had one more. So let's just go with those 2. If we had like a Owen Lars on that, we could have did the Akbar and took out one of their units. All right, let's play 3PO. We'll say 3. So home 1. Home 1's pretty good. All right, we can claim. We can get rid of the Gunji. All right, so let's get into Maul here and see what we draw. Obi-Wan. What's in our discard? 4 of 5. Anything? Not really. Yeah, I guess it's going to have to be the Obi-Wan. We just got too far behind on this game that the Darth Maul that hits 2 when we put the saber on him put us too far behind. Okay, 4th throw. You can have a blue leader. Yeah, so he's going to be out of his for 9. So don't think there's a way to come back from this one. Yeah, that's it. Now we get the fell. A bit late. All right. We move to 4-2. All right, speaking of value, this is a mirror in terms of colors, but different leaders. So we'll see which one is the stronger. All right, let's keep all that. We're really after our Rivals Fall. Our Rivals Fall is pretty key in this matchup. And we kind of need to keep that fell as well. So Moses trying to fit in Malevolence. Yeah, Malevolence in terms of stripping out your units to trigger, because it kind of is an issue in terms of you play an all space deck, you've got ground units, you want them to You want those units to trigger their death rattles or their when defeateds. I think we can put home one. We'll just try to maximize our experience as we go here. That on bottom. Fortunately, he's going to get like a big unit out with the Consulate. Probably an Eithkoth, if I was to guess. This is the matchup there. Yeah, an Eithkoth. There we go. All right, we'll play Gunji and give it an experience. We'll put Owen away. All right, so he doesn't have the Force at the moment, so what you need to do is take out the Eithkoth. Why he doesn't have the Force, so he doesn't get a ramp. So he probably should have turned it on first. He's not playing the Force base, so the on attack doesn't switch it on. So I think that was a mistake from him. Okay, we'll play the Yoda down. Give Yoda an experience. Okay, we need to draw something here because we don't really have a play. All right, Akbar, probably don't need. We don't have a tech. All right, so let's hit an Yaddle before he puts like a saber or something on him. On her. Exactly what I said that was going to happen. I was going to put a saber on, and that's exactly what happened. All right, let's claim. All right, we can get rid of one of these Grogus. Play the Grogu out. We'll try and get the Grogu into play. It's really been pretty underwhelming, I think. But he spent all of that to get rid of it, so there's that. So, right, we'll play our blue leader out then. We'll drop Rey. All right. Entrenched and 3PO. All right, well, continue to develop the board here. We're going to be able to play Kelleran back here. So he's playing a U-wing. So our advantage is our leader comes out way, way earlier compared to Avar at the moment. All right. Okay, so let's play Kelleran, see what we get. We'll take a tech. Now, do we... I think we do. We'll clear Obi-Wan. And we'll hit him with Yoda. We'll pass. Okay, the resupply goes. We now can play out of our row. The itinerant warrior will hit Rey. Another U-wing. It's interesting they didn't hit Rey straight away there. Right, I think we can just hit the chariot. All right, we want to try and do a clear here of the board. What do we got now, row? We can go Akbar for 5. Right, we'll say 3. We'll draw that. We can give the blade to Tech. We'll keep him alive. We should be able to do a full clear here. He doesn't have the force, so what it means we can hit Avar without dying there. He still doesn't have the, like, I don't know why, what was going on there. Let's get rid of the Gunji. See, he doesn't have the force. He's playing the capital city, so I'm not sure what's happening there. All right, so do we just Luke out here? He's probably got a Luke as well. I don't want to lose one of these, so let's finish him off there. Comes the Luke. All right, we'll hit in for base. Give an experience to Akbar this time. In the base for 3. We hit it. Right, we'll keep developing the board now. Yeah, I don't know why. Avar, you can play with these generic bases, but you have to be constantly like tapping her and managing that experience, the force. Give an experience to Owen this time. We don't have a tech in the row, unfortunately. All right, he's got another Luke, which is going to kill something. We'll hit base for 3. So if he rivals that and put a General's Blade, we're 1 off. Yeah. All right, so we go to 5-2. These are grindy matches. All right, so we're against Avar this time, but Avar's at Fortress Vader, so she's not going to have the same problem as the our last opponent did. Let's keep that. I really don't know about these General's Blades. We'll keep the Spark and the Traitorous. All right, let's put that on bottom. Give an experience to R2. All right, so let's claim. All right, let's get rid of the Traitorous. I don't think he's going to put a Saber on that one. We'll put that on top. On 3PO, we'll draw. So 7. Okay, well, you can have a Spark of Hope. All right, so we claim because we want to kill that no. Let's give an experience to 3PO because he's still got to turn on the Force. There we go. We can claim now. Right, he's used a lot of resources to do that. U-wing away. We want to kill this consular. Hopefully we get a 3 because that would help our curve out. We do. Might put a blade on this. Doesn't. I'll play Yoda out. We'll give the experience to 3PO. He likes those Sorceress Blasts. All right, we'll claim here. We'll be able to clear up this Obi-Wan. Hopefully we get some more cards to play. Here we go. All right, let's get rid of the Yaddle. Hit into Obi-Wan. Now, we'll see what he plays. We can play a blue leader for 5/5, or we can play a Grogu. All right, let's play Grogu. All right, we'll draw a card. And we'll give an experience to Grogu. All right, let's put Akbar away. Okay, let's draw some cards. Play in R2 into 3PO. Also then play Yoda. We can flip Rey out. We can hit Koth. And then we can use Grogu to move the damage. How does it work? Like that. Done. And over there. Yep. So he'll ramp up. We have a lot of units. Yeah, that's it base. We'll give more XP to Grogu. In the base for 1. We'll put that on top. That's very good. The 6. We'll draw that. That'll help us with Avar when she comes out. Okay. So, yeah. I think they saw what we drew there and decided it wasn't worth playing the rest of the game. All right, 6-2. We are now playing the godly one again. It did hit us with a lot of sorceress blasts in that game. We don't have a first turn play. So we mulliganed, didn't we? We mulliganed and we mulliganed there, and yeah, we'll have to claim. Be a rough match. Do or do not. What have we put in? We've already put a home one in. Let's put an entrenched. Play a Gunji out. We'll try and make a big Gunji with the blade if we can. All right, let's claim. They're in green red. What can they really do to us if we play a big unit? We're playing blue. Okay, well, you can force throw us. All right. We get rid of the blade. I think the blade threatens, so get rid of the home one. There'll be Eathcoth coming out here. Makes a big difference when you don't get your first turn play though. Yeah, Eathcoth. We'll play Owen out. All right, we'll claim. We'll take out the blade. We don't have any Jedis. And then Trench will be just as good. Let's make Grogu a little bit bigger. He's going to force throw. Let's move the damage out. Eathcoth. Fortunately, we haven't been able to deal with this Jedi Consulate all game. We'll play R2. We'll put that on bottom. Now, do we run Owen in and try and get a force unit that we can actually play? No, let's claim here. We'll put an XP on. Yeah, we are struggling for units this game. Let's just put one there. Spark of Hope we'll put on the bottom because we've got no way to draw it. Be careful that Avar doesn't come out. Let's give an experience to Owen. Because Yoda could come out here as well. This is a very different game. We got behind early on. And he's had do or do not. So he's been able to fill his hand quite well. Right, let's play Yaddle. All right, let's see if he's got a 4-stroke. He's drawn a lot of cards. Do or do not. And we've already been hit by 2 force throws as well. All right, we can clear this Obi-Wan. Oops. No, we can't. I should have gave the XP. Yeah, messed up that one. And we're in big trouble at the moment if we don't get a Rivals Fall or something. All right, so let's claim. Yeah, and Kiadi on top of it. So do or do not, Kiadi Mundi. I don't think we're getting out of this one. So let's start with one of those. All right, so we can go 1, 2, I guess an Akbar. One, and draw. So now we can hit for 5. It's all bad. All right, we'll hit Kiadi Mundi. I think that's a problem with the green-white a little bit, is that when you get behind and get into a stage like this, there's not much of a catch-up mechanic. There's no blast or anything like that unless you're going to play... what can we take out here? Let's take out the Obi-Wan. There's no blast. You can play... What's that called? Nebula Ignition. Yeah, I think we just claim here. He's had the Jedi Consular out since like turn 1, so he's been getting a lot of value from that. Okay. We have a Jedi that survives here. We can... Is that a ramp as well? We've got another Akbar. I think we just Mystic Reflection this blue leader. We want to be able to put 1 damage on Avar if we can. And that allows us to play the Luke. But he could play... He's on 10 resources. So I'm expecting like a Yoda or a Kelleran Beck or something like that. Defeat all the upgrades on Owen. Okay, we'll take the Luke. We'll hit base. Restore. Yeah, tough matchup, this one. Tough matchup. Especially when we missed the... I think this will be the 3rd loss. 2 of them we've lost because... not because, but it hasn't helped. We missed the first turn play. We do have 14 first turn plays in this deck, so it's a bit rough that it's happened that often tonight. Okay, Sorcerer's Blast. Has he got another one? All right, I don't think we need the spark at the moment. Let's get rid of this consulate that's been bothering us the whole game. All right, so he's played that. So let's get rid of the Marauder. We'll play a 3PO and try and draw. It's another 3PO. So we'll claim here. He may have a 4-star. He's drawn a lot of cards. He's used 2. It might be a little bit too late here. Check out the 3PO. So we'll go down to 22. He's going to have 7 on board. He can kill that Obi-Wan. We don't have no space sentinels, however. All right, so let's blue leader. We have a tech. No techs. He's played 3 do or do nots in his deck. We'll play Yaddle out. So he'll hit in here. We'll all right. Open fire. So we'll go to 26. We'll try and kill that blue leader. And then how many Lukes have we played? We played 2. We could still get 1 out of our U-wing here. He should have attacked first, than doing that. It's not a Luke, but we might be able to Caloran into a Luke. If we come back and win this one, I was ready to just mark it 6-3. It'll be a big effort. All right, so let's claim. Need like a home 1 or something here as well. Okay, another Ethos, right? Oh, we didn't get the home 1. I've got a tech. Let's hit Mace. And we have got an entrenched that we could put on the Ethos, right? We can just control the ground. I'll play a tech out. He should attack before. I don't know why he played the Obi-Wan. He's only on 2 damage. So. Oh, okay. That's probably why. Hit the tech. We'll hit the Obi-Wan. I think we have to claim here. All right, so I think we hit Yoda. We'll attack with Yoda. We can play at home 1. Bring Luke back out to kill the Aethosprite. And as long as Caloran can take out Yoda, we'll bring Luke back out. Take out the Aethosprite. If we get to swim with Caloran, we will heal 1 as well. He's probably... Oh, what's he going to have for a red? Oh, okay. Well, I think that might seal it. Don't think we get out of that. Yep. All right. A Keller and Beck getting a crate dragon. That's pretty cool. We nearly got out of jail on that one. All right, 6-3, one to go. Towson red. We haven't played Towson tonight. Been a lot of Towsons on Carabast. All right, so let's keep this. All right, so get rid of a Yaddle. What do we want? We want card draw, or do we want big Jedi? So let's. I don't think we need Jedis of that. So let's get some card draw going. All right, we'll take the blue leader. Pass. All right, so do we take... So we'll get rid of the Yaddle. All right, Fallen Lightsaber. Okay, so we'll hit base for 3. For 1. We'll call that 3. All right, we'll play a Yoda. Rid of the 3PO. All right. We'll hit base again for 3. Draw that. Take out the Sage. And we'll pass. Okay, so we'll get rid of the tech. Towson will be coming out this turn. Here it's a little bit hard to get rid of. It's not even a blue leader unless he uses his force token. We'll take it out. Yeah, tough spot here. All right, let's hit in. We'll see if we can draw something that we can play here. No. All right, let's Spark of Hope. We can also resupply it as well. Yeah, it's copping a lot of damage here. Right, let's deploy Rey. We'll try and get one hit in. And then we can, next turn, it'll save us a little bit of life. At least do one to cheer it. All right, and then pass. Yeah. Really change because we can now play the Ewing this turn. It has put us in a tough spot. Not going to lie. All right, well, let's heal up. Take the turret out, I think. Because it saves us 3 life and it kind of unblocks Yoda. Right, we're probably going to get Power of the Dark Side here. All right, so we really need to kill that Sarge. Hopefully we can go into like a U-wing next turn. We'll kind of need him to draw a little bit dead here. Yeah. All right, so let's claim. Didn't draw dead. Now we have to try and draw something good out of U-wing. Like the Grogu there. That on bottom. All right, well, oops. Misclicked. I meant to hit the Towson there, so I think we've lost that one now. So yeah, in the end, not a great showing from Rey. 6-4. I don't, even if I'd have killed Towson there, I don't think I would have won that one as well. So 6-4. Switch that off. We'll play 1 or 2 games of Thrawn. This is Thrawn. I'm just testing out Merciless in where the super laser tech was, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So yeah, Rey Green probably not in a great spot in this meta, while Kiadi-Mundi and it's just, yeah, I don't think it's in a great spot at the moment. Don't mind this one because we've got the Desperado. Let's keep. Now the pick, is he going to go space or is he going to go ground? My pick is he going to go space, so I'm going to play the Brute first. Okay. Well, that worked out okay. So we can get Director Krennic into Commando. Into Owen. We'll put the Lothwolf. The Lothwolf is good because it does give us a block. So let's put the... And then it will just turn our Anakin on. We've got our Owen coming out as well. So... I don't mind this matchup at all. Same Thrawn as I was testing earlier today, yes. But a couple of changes, Liam. We had super laser techs. I sort of trimmed the top end a little bit, put arrivals in, testing out this merciless contest to try and help me against these space decks. I like entrenched because of if he gets like a big space unit, we need to have an option for it. So I'm going to go with that. All right. So I'm going to kill the Inquisitor. And again, that's exactly what I was talking about with the space units. We're able to just entrench that now. You'll have to spend an aggression to unlock that. And then this is the merciless contest that I was talking about as well. I'm going to keep the Loftwolf. I'm going to heal. I'm expecting him playing aggression here. Okay. All right, I'm going to kill that trooper. I'll play the Loftwolf out as well. And we'll claim. All right, I think I can just barrage here. I'll keep the vigilance. Barrage that before he hits through, because that 2/3 does have what do you call it? He does have Saboteur. All right, so we'll just start off with restoring 2. We'll put 2 on there, 1 on Thrawn. We'll hit in for 4. All right, okay, we'll claim here. Right, a barrage again is quite good. Got 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 there. All right, so we'll get Vader, and we'll double trigger. We get nothing the second time. We'll hit his base for 6. Let's take that all on base. Base for another 2. And this is why he saved the second entrench for. Okay. So you can see, not a bad deck. The Thrawn, there's plenty of options before the when defeated. Okay, Rey Yellow is a lot of hand discard. So anytime we can get card draw is really good for us here. So let's keep this. Put the Timely away. Save the Chimera. And we'll get rid of the barrage at this stage. Get card draw at the start. You want card draw because the only way to build this Rey is really hand hate. All right, we'll play that. You might force throw us here to start with. All right, pass. All right, we'll get rid of the blast. We have got our Vaders to... All right, we'll take the shield off that one. We have got our Vaders to take out Rey. Okay, let's power to start with. Pass. All right, I like Chronic here because it allows us to potentially get the Chimera a bit earlier. Play Impossible Escape. All right, so we can just Merciless, kill both, draw a card. All right, we'll claim here. All right, Cobvanth is an excellent draw here because what it allows us to do is Chimera into Cobvanth next turn. If there's a way to get Cobvanth more reliable, because the amount of games that you win when you actually draw it is insane. Like it's so much value in this Thrawn deck. So we just have to keep passing here because we don't want to claim and then have him kill it. Psychometry. All right, let's pass. One of my favorite cards from the set. That one, Psychometry. Okay, so you can have... You can have an Avenger. We've got plenty. If only we had like a Lothwolf or something there, would have been good. All right, now we can claim. Let's get rid of the Vigilance. We're not really in threat at the moment. So we can go Chimera into Cobvanth and get a whole bunch of stuff. Where's our Lothwolf? There it is. If he doesn't kill, he should kill Cobvanth straight away here, because if he doesn't, I'll pop Thrawn out and we'll get another double trigger as well on it. Okay, so Cobvanth again. Already got a Krennic. We don't need another Krennic, so let's take an Owen. And then play a Lothwolf out. I didn't originally have them in the deck. Someone left a comment on the video and said, hey, use this. And they were 100% right. Okay, Mace is going to come out. Kill Krennic. All right, so let's flip Thrawn. All right, we can play Commando. And we can also play Owen Lars. All right, so we'll take Ahsoka out. All right, let's put the Entrenched away. Not sure that's the right play, because now I can just get rid of Mace with Anakin. I thought he was going to hit Thrawn straight away then. I think that would have been the better play. So we got a double hit with Anakin because of the Lothwolf and Villainy being in the discard. All right, one more Thrawn game and we'll call it a night. I think I'm more comfortable playing Thrawn in this meta. Thrawn or Iden. I think Rey is an uphill battle, as we saw in those first 10 games. And I can't play Han too. If everyone else is playing it, I can't play it. I have to play something different. Okay, let's keep this one. All right, so we can go Krennic into Night Sister Warrior, into... We pay 4 for Lothwolf. It's not terrible. And it does set our Anakin up then. But then Barrage is so good as well. All right, let's get rid of it. And we'll get rid of Anakin. Let's go for... Let's go for proper removal and that against it. Let's not try and be too fancy here. All right, we'll get rid of the blast there. So you want to play your unit out straight away while you've got the discount on Krennic in case you can remove it. We've seen Mystic Reflection in Rey. I wouldn't put it past the Ahsoka to run something similar. Okay, so now we can just entrench Krennic and start removing his units. Will he remove the Night Sister? Or will he hit base? Okay. Right, we'll take Yaddle out. We don't really want to give him a card draw. All right. We don't need to worry about Force Stroke because we're against blue-green. Okay. Well, let's trigger our card draw. See what we get. Some big ships. We'll play a Commando and a Night Sister Warrior back out. All right, so I don't think we need the Annihilator this game. So Sean says, with Han 2 being touted as the mega meta deck, wonder how many people would take Han 2 counters. Well, yeah, this is the Han 2 counter, this deck. If you're having problems with Han 2, this is a decent deck for it. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's just play the Krennic out. And when I say it's a Han 2 counter, so if we look at the statistics here, 58-11, and I think I played... 9 Hans and I've won 8-1. So it's now that doesn't say much for the quality of those players, but it's some indication that it does okay. The Vader especially does really well. So you start with early card draw and then Vader to stabilize in the middle. Let's draw some cards. Okay, we'll play that for 1 and then play the Inferno as well. Let's put that on bottom. We'll put that on bottom as well. Excellent. Our favorite Cobb Vanth is coming up. We've got a few choices here. We could Chimera, double draw. Rey's going to be able to heal when she hits out. She hits base. We can't even... let's draw some cards. We can't even finish Rey off even if we did a overwhelming barrage. All right, so now we can deploy Thrawn. What we're looking for is Vader. Vader and Timely. Yeah, okay, so he's made that a sentinel, so we can hit into that and draw twice. We'll take the sage out again. All right, the force is with me. Yep. All right, now we can claim. We've got a massive hand to select from, so we don't think we need a second barrage. So let's start with a power. Okay. All right, let's put that one on top, that one on bottom. Trigger again, actually. So we're actually after super laser blast. I think we hit in here and then we just power again. How do we power or contest here? Because we can take out Kelleran and then we've got our power to work from here. We can get rid of this Ahsoka. Like, it's being quite troublesome. All right, we'll have to take out Luke and then we can power the Ahsoka. All right, let's take out the Inferno. All right, we can Avenger that one. Yeah. All right, so there we go. So that was a bit of Thrawn at the end there. I think it's a pretty good deck. Still messing around. Not really missing the super laser techs. They're good when Krennic is out and you're paying 2. But there's just so many things that I want to get into the deck. Like I want the restock in there and it's hard to fit everything at the moment. So that's it there. The link I'll put in the chat. And yeah, if you have any ideas about what decks I should be playing, make sure that you leave it down in the comments or the chat. And yeah, I'll look at those comments and decide what to play next. I think I'm going to go another blue-green deck next stream, and probably Obi-Wan with the Virgin's Temple. All right, well, thanks everyone, and I will catch you next time.